Just a wee half there, please, mate.
Cheeky half of what?
Cheeky half of Garage Project Bliss, actually.
Ooh, lovely. Nice. We just got this one in, actually. Here we go.
Looks beautiful.
That is
Good
nice.
legs on it, Morgan. Good
Thank
legs.
you very much. Hi there. Welcome along to State of It. We're joined by Moses, Emma, Zach, Mark, and Sasha V. This week we're going to talk about releasing music. Obviously, times have changed. Albums, I don't know, are they even like a thing anymore? Streaming music, is it worth it to get your music out there for such little pay? So, guys, what's the thoughts around this kind of new music model? Is there any point in releasing an album, or is it just track after track after track? What do you think?
Well, sort of both, really. There's two schools of thought and there's two models, and so people are doing both. I think there's still value in an album as a body of work to represent your band, and that'll never go away. It's not not as many people are obviously physically producing their product anymore, apart from vinyl.
Yeah.
But also, the single structure, Emma can probably speak to that with what she's been doing lately with her project. But with Volts, we've just done a record, which we've been gradually getting ready to roll out. So that's still on the forefront for me musically. I think it's something that's worthwhile doing.
So as an artist, do you feel like it's it's like making a movie? You create something from beginning to end, you go on a bit of a journey, and it's a nice sort of concise piece of work made up of little songs, but songs.
It gives you time, I guess, with having 9 or 10 tracks. It's gives people a good representation of who you are as an artist, that kind of thing, and then gives you the opportunity to look at some different types of songs and then roll out that kind of some singles first.
When you compile an album, do you just going to go, okay, cool, we've got 10, 11, 12 songs, they look good, smash them in there?
If you're a prolific writer, which we don't seem to be, take ages and labour.
Everyone's busy.
It's like we've kind of ended up with, we're going to put everything we've written on there because we're kind of happy with it.
Yeah.
And we don't have the luxury of culling 20 tracks to 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's probably different for a lot of people.
Yeah. Right. Em?
Yeah, I have mixed emotions about this topic because I've released albums in the past with my band Decades, can't even remember my old band name. And basically with Emma Dilemma stuff, I've recorded an album's worth of material, but I'm kind of hesitant from calling it an album or releasing it as an album, just because with Decade's last record, we had and we worked closely with the label, so this kind of ties into it as well. We had a plan with 4 singles and then drop the album kind of thing. But right before we dropped the album, the label said to us, let's just drop a cheeky album track, just as a last teaser before the album comes out.
So the singles were not on the album?
No, the singles were on the album as well, but it was just that they were let's give people another taster of what else is on the album, just as a promo push kind of thing.
Yeah.
Don't need to make a music video, it's not a single, it's just a taster.
Yeah.
And so we released this random album track, we just picked it from random, we didn't care what other song it was, but just go with that one. And then that one was our biggest song ever, and we had to make a music video for it, and then we had to treat it like a single because it took off on Spotify, it was playing all over radio, blah blah blah. And ever since then I've gone, this no one can pick what a single is, okay? Labels going, this is the best song. And with Emma Dilemma stuff, when I was in my early kind of pre-pro stages, or some of it was semi-recorded, I sent these demos out to 50 people that I trust and was tell me your top 5 songs, and all of them were completely different. I was no, you can't pick a single, you don't know what song's going to work. So therefore with this project I'm releasing every single song as its own song. Of course the label still comes in and goes, but these 4 are the singles, so we'll put more money behind
so
those
subjective,
4.
right?
It's but I know that one of these album tracks could take off more than these singles that they've put more marketing money behind. So.
And did you drip feed them, or did you just go boom, they're out?
I am drip feeding them. So I'm 3 songs deep right now out of 11.
And in no particular order?
I'm kind of playing an order
that
feels right, and Warner, because I'm working with Warner, they have places where they want what they think are the singles to kind of come through and stuff like that. But and they're still going, but we're releasing an album at the end, right?
Yeah. So that's
Like,
the
so you have
work-
to hold back 2 songs because you can't like just release 11 songs then the album. No one will care about the album. So I'm still like have to stick to it a little bit, but they are also giving me creative leeway to do my little experiments.
It sounds so funny, like you can release 9 songs of an 11 song album, but hold those 2 songs back because heaven forbid that's the album. Like,
Yeah.
what?
And like the
That's
2 I'm holding back are like what I think are the worst songs, but I bet what happens is they'll just
That'd
be
be
the ones that
amazing.
work.
It's
Like-
amazing how it's changed up because for years, like when there was still like a massive record industry globally, like it was like a 3-single model.
Yeah.
That seemed to be the thing. It was like you got a 3-single rollout.
Yeah, and then an
That's
album.
what
Yeah.
everybody worked to.
Yeah.
And then weird little things would like track 3 would always seem to be the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The power
exactly.
ballad.
Yeah,
It's
Power
really
ballad.
weird. Like track 3 on the album.
Oh, right here.
Song.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
But this is specific to artists and bands and singer-songwriters and stuff. Like, what? Because
You don't really
the
know how it
electronic
works.
scene is kind of different. Because you're not releasing a 3-minute 30 song. It's
Well,
you've got like a mix or
Just
something.
Yeah.
singles.
Yeah, it's a little bit different in the sense that when an electronic artist releases an album, it's really special. Like it's considered really special because everything's a single, or everything's an EP or an LP.
Or a mixtape.
Yeah, totally. And I think it's different again though. Maybe I don't know, but the value of a DJ track to purchase versus the value of say like a band album seems different. It seems more like a tool that a DJ uses rather than something you go play on a Sunday afternoon, maybe. So I think the purpose of that track is to tour with. And I think that's where the economic factor of it comes in. It's like, is it worth recording stuff? Well, it is if you want to tour.
Yeah.
You know, if you're just sitting in your house making tunes at 50 and you don't really want to tour, well, it's probably not really going to be that worthwhile.
Yeah.
It's like a resume for trying to get shows.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's promo.
Yeah.
Totally.
Essentially. Yeah.
And I think like what I'm finding, especially with what we were talking about before about like making sure that you invest time and you're developing as an artist, because everything's so accessible now, and you've got all of these digital platforms that you can just literally just like throw a track up like that, and you're online in front of everyone within like a week. It's just like reducing that quality, and I think a lot of new artists coming out get really frustrated really quick because they're not seeing the millions of plays.
Streams, yeah.
And they're going, well, why not? Like, and they get squashed straight away. And I guess that's a good thing because it's kind of a good reality check. Like, hey, did you have a promo plan? Did you put any money in there? Did you,
Getting visibility is broad.
You know all those things
Yeah.
you didn't want to
Yeah.
do, so you didn't? Maybe you should have done.
Yeah, but the other thing that I think is a bit of a shame too is like the whole pitching music on Spotify.
Yeah.
Like you only get one chance, literally, and like maybe a month to try and get it on a few playlists, and then it's considered old.
Yeah, makes
And
sense.
like that is such a shame. Like all of that time and energy and thought, everything that goes
So
into that
disposable so quickly.
Yeah.
like project, and then people spend like maybe not even 2 months, maybe a month thinking about, okay, well, we're just going to release it there, and it's like, but maybe sometimes also if you spend 6 months to a year on a release plan, it still might not only get no plays, like on no playlists. So it's like you're saying, it's just like the luck of the draw.
I think the stats is something that's saying like, is it like close to 100,000 songs a week get released to Spotify?
40,000 a day.
40,000 a day.
What?
40,000 a day.
What do you get for a stream nowadays?
So-
Yeah.
Like-
0.00019
That's the battlefield.
cents or
Really?
something.
So
It
have
changes
you-
in the different territories, but
Have you thought about that? I feel like there's this room at Spotify, and there's probably like rooms all around the world, right? But I'm still trying to visualize what this space looks like, right? And they're getting all of these songs coming through. Can you imagine?
how do you sift through them?
I can't even imagine what that even looks like.
No.
Algorithms.
You must
it's a
get
good
paid
year.
per song listen, right? Like they must have people around the world that are on a contract basis to listen to X amount
To
of
be
songs
like
at a time.
tastemakers and stuff.
Surely.
Yeah, definitely. There's people that work in like kind of like a radio programmer would. Like they do have to listen to you, like
Sweet
not
job.
everything, but
Is it?
God,
I don't know. I struggle finding tunes to DJ, let alone listening to 40,000
yeah. I would
teams
say
to get on
I reckon they
Spotify.
would definitely prioritise releases coming from labels, whether that be major or independent, and then and then they'd also prioritise listening to like completely independent artists who have a streaming history. I think there's probably 39,000 songs that they won't bother listening to at all.
Do you think it's still paid for, like the record industry used to be in ways. And by the way, I have to go. Actually, so
Oh, see you later, Zach.
don't trace the bar, guys, please.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Love you, Zach. Bye.
That was a loaded question.
I'll come round. Thank
That was a
you.
loaded question to leave on, but no,
Obviously
labels
doesn't.
don't pay to pitch to Spotify or any service anymore.
That's-
Yeah.
that's
They have the
Yeah.
exact same standing as an independent artist would be pitching. Because all you got is a Spotify for artist tool and you pitch
Yeah.
your song.
Yeah.
And I know because I go into mine and I see that Dave at my label has gone and done the song pitching, which I could have done myself, but you know,
Yeah.
the reason I have a label is to have people do stuff for me.
It's the idea, right?
But they have the exact same standing, except for the fact that I think that Spotify curators would pay attention more to label releases and artists that are already doing well.
And is that why you still go through someone like DRE? Because
yeah.
that's been an argument that I've seen come up at a few different like music events talks, right? Like, why would you go with an aggregator when you can like essentially?
Do it
It
yourself.
seems like they're just doing the same thing, like you're just uploading the track.
The thing with those aggregators too, though, is like, because we're with DRM and they're great, but they will pitch, but you're still competing with all the other artists on the roster.
Yeah.
And they're obviously going to pitch the ones that are going to have the most traction, or got the best potential, in their opinion, I guess, to
Yeah,
be successful,
yeah.
get picked up.
It's
Yeah.
Cowboys land.
But yeah.
There's
It's an interesting like conversation, though.
and I think one of the real challenges is if you've got a bit of a groundswell and you get moving and you manage to get through that initial period of doing the thing, and you're starting to kind of you're in that, we're going to start playing festivals, or we want to release this and we want to do a video and all this. To stitch up as promoters want to see streams on Spotify.
Yeah.
Because that's how they'll gauge if you're worth booking.
Yeah.
But if you haven't been booked for anything and you haven't had any exposure, you're probably not going to have streams.
Yeah.
So it's like when you think about it,
This
it's
is
like,
a fun cycle.
so how does it happen?
Yeah.
It's like there's just
Networking.
this, yeah.
When they say
Yeah.
it's not
Blowjobs.
what you know, it's who you know, that's not entirely wrong. Like, if you're gonna be an artist and work in this industry, you do actually have to get out there, or at least if you're too shy and it's not your bag, like you've got to have someone that can represent you to get out there, which
Absolutely.
is when managers or booking agents and stuff come in. You just got to champion yourself. You got to meet people. Sometimes you might charm the pants off someone in real life. It turns out they're a major promoter, and they're like, "I'm putting you on this festival just because I like you vibe, bro."
It doesn't have to be a schmarmy kind of like.
It has
it's
to be
like
genuine.
get out there and like add value. Like you can.
Yeah.
There's so many aspects to the machine that is the entertainment industry. Get a job. At Fenton, putting out posters, or
Like my manager.
or at a bar where there's a live music venue. It's like if you bring
Gradually
stuff to the community,
take
if
over
you're
the
adding
event.
value, then people. It's like this almost quantum relationship.
Lean into
Marty
the
call it
commu-
Marty,
lean into the
just
community.
Keep giving
Yeah,
to
one
the
of my
community.
students ended up becoming a writer for a reviewer for music.net.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, that's brilliant, because then she gets to know all the other, reviewers, and then so when she starts putting out her music,
Yeah.
You know,
It's
she's
all about
more likely to
relationship
get-
building. Yeah.
a
Exactly.
feature or
Yeah, and developing different skills like copywriting, or a little bit of graphic design, or a little bit of like different skills that you can trade on. Because at the end of the day, the idea of making a full-time income from spending 3 months writing an album, while you hang out at a beautiful beach somewhere, just eating eggs, beating, and then you go and tour it. Like, it's not actually real, or even practical, or probably even that fulfilling.
Or helpful.
It's like it's the dream that I think so many people have bought into. But it's like
It doesn't
you
exist.
work in life, and you do. It's not. You get bored.
Nothing
you
comes
get-
for free.
The more that you can bring to the table.
Even the
I
most
think,
glamorous and richest people that we see on social media, and we kind of hate them a little bit, like the Kardashians or something, they still work their asses off. Like, they do. You might not like what the output is, but they still work hard.
Yeah. It seems like musicianship, to me, just hearing everyone talk, it's like, it seems like the most, sorry about that, the job, out of every job that you could possibly have, it's the one that you need the most skills for. That makes sense? You've got to be everything.
If you're going to be independent, yeah.
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 It's nuts.
Yep. It's a bit like
Or
front
you
of
got to be
house.
cashed up to pay other people to do
Well,
it.
yeah, that's
It's a bit like front of house and hospitality. Like it's a very high skilled, low paid job, because when you think about it, you've got to understand the product, you've got to understand people, you've got to be probably physically fit, sharp, articulate, able to deal with different, like, there's a lot going on there. And for me with kind of playing in pubs, and that's a great way to break into music as well, getting out there and just, you know. And in terms of rates, generally, I think it's still generally like $150 for a couple of hours, or there's something around there. You know, you get out and you sit in the corner and you play some covers. But I've managed to forge a thing where I just do my own thing in a specific vibe, but I've really nurtured that. And where it transitioned was I started to be like, these people are not here for me. It's not the show. They're just turning up to have a beer with their friends and enjoy themselves. And as soon as my mind shifted to what my role was, from being like, I need attention and I need validation of my self-expression, it just shifted from that to being like, I just want to make these people feel good. It was
Totally.
seeming counterintuitive, but then people started caring more, and it was so strange. But just that hospitality. You're privileged to be on a stage, and I think there's a responsibility to come say, man, I sound like an old man. I used to do rock and roll. I used to.
But it's true though. You know, I think being able to play music is a privilege. And not to take it
because
lightly.
anyone can actually do it. Anyone can learn to play music, learn an instrument, sing, whatever. But it is a privilege to actually take that, run with it, and make it your actual identity and what you hope to make a career out of. But it is art. Anyone can be creative. Anyone can do it.
Some people may have physical or mental disabilities that
They can
make
still
that
make
hard.
art.
I think the cool thing too is like
It's what I call ableist.
it's something that you have in your blood if you're really going to pursue it. You know, there's people that think I'm attracted to the idea of being a musician, but there's people once you actually ingrain yourself into it and you spend enough time in it, it never leaves you. And the cool thing is, I mean, as much as it'll never stop being a battle, you know, to succeed at it. I think those little achievements, the journey never gets any less exciting. Well, for me anyway. You know, like even though I'm about to, you know, release, you know, some new music and I've lost count of how many bands. You know, it feels even a little more exciting, I guess, than the other stuff I've done because it's, you know, I'm still doing it. It's new. You know. I don't know if that even made sense.
Absolutely, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it breaks my heart that so many people that I've grown up with in this industry, they just stop.
Yeah.
Or they give up because they never made it, and it's like, it's not like, in my opinion, making it is developing a lifestyle where you're able to do what you love with people that you enjoy, and you're pushing for this kind of abstract. Of course, you want your song that you created with your friends to have a cultural impact, but it's like that shouldn't be the measure of
I
success.
love that you're saying that because,
you know what I mean?
do you know, this is going to be the last thing I say because I really got to shoot.
Okay.
But what other industry do you expect to be in the 1% of? Like, if you become a surgeon, let's go back to surgeons. You don't go into being a surgeon to be the best surgeon in the world, or like the top 1%
I'm going to be
surgeon
the
in
best
the world.
builder.
But in the industry, we see the top 1% or 10%. We all trying to get there because that would be when you make it.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's if you can make a living off, say you do a bit of teaching, you do some bar gigs, you do some releases, a few tours. If you are making money and able to pay your bills, I think you made it.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
number.
You made it.
Angie's off.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Love it.
Thanks so
Love it.
much.
Bye, Sasha. Thank you so much. Oh, this has been great.
Amazing.
This has been great. Hey, Paul, you got it.
See you soon.
I love the idea that it just devolves, Mark. Emma heads off, and
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
you and me, and I'm just really aggressive.
Really
Next minute it's like 10 o'clock.
Should we go to Kelly?
We still
Oh man, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Well,
That's it.
Sasha's just working out that door. Mark, thank you. Emma, thank you. Obviously, Sasha, thank you. Moses, amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that episode of State of It. And make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll bring you heaps more State of It's. And we'll see you soon. Bye.